Har Har Mahadev. So did you know that chanting of Namah Shivaya and Om Namah Shivaya can actually have very different outcomes, and these two mantras can actually be chanted for very different purposes. So in today's video, we are going to understand more about these two mantras and how they must be chanted, and we'll discuss this in the light of astrology, and also how one of these mantras will actually help you to manifest your dream life, to manifest your material desires, and how the other mantra will help you to spiritually uplift yourself. So in normal parlance, we generally call Om Namah Shivaya as the Panchakshari mantra. However, it's not a misnomer, but it is actually the Namah Shivaya, which is the Panchakshari mantra, and when you add the pranav Om to Namah Shivaya, it actually becomes the Shadakshari mantra. And chanting of the two mantras, Namah Shivaya, which is the Panchakshari mantra, and Om Namah Shivaya, which is the Shadakshari mantra, can have very different outcomes. Now let's just understand this from the astrological perspective. So if you know basic astrology, you might know that there is something called the ascendant, which is the Lagna, which is the first house of your Kundli. And this ascendant or Lagna basically shows your physical body, your personality, and also the kind of affinity and attachment you have to things. Now let's talk about your fifth house. Fifth house is called the Putra Bhav. So obviously it's for your progeny, but it stands for so many things under the sun that fifth house becomes extremely important. Fifth house is your house of Purva Punya. It is also the house of divine knowledge, and the condition of your fifth house and the planets and the lord of the fifth house can actually show the kind of divine knowledge that you have and whether at all you'll have access to that divine knowledge. And that's why it also shows whether you'll have access or whether you'll excel at mantra shastra, yantra, and all these things. So fifth house becomes very important for your ascendant also. So in a way, your fifth house actually powers your ascendant or the first house. Also, fifth house is for your intelligence. If fourth is your mind, fifth is intelligence. And if your intelligence is intact and if you're able to use your, think on your feet and use your intelligence, then obviously it will power your first house. So when you use your intelligence and you are able to conjure ideas in your mind, and that is what manifestation is. And if you chant a mantra, which is the Panchakshari mantra of Lord Shiva, which is Namah Shivaya, and if you chant the Panchakshari mantra, you are basically purifying your fifth house, which in turn will manifest your desires and also will fuel and power your first house. So now let's talk about the sixth house. Sixth house is the house of your prarabdha. Prarabdha is basically those past life karmas which are actually affecting you and influencing your present life. So sixth house is for that. And sixth house also denotes Rog Rin Shatru, which means it stands for, it depicts diseases, debts, and enemies. So if you want to get rid of these issues that plague you, whether it's debt or onslaught of enemies or any kind of disease, then you need to chant Om Namah Shivaya, which is the Shadakshari mantra, because in this case you will be purifying your sixth house. And also Shiv Mahapuran. In Shiv Mahapuran, it is specifically mentioned that chanting of Om Namah Shivaya will destroy your prarabdha karma. So you must have heard that chanting of Om Namah Shivaya will help you attain moksha. Now let us try and understand it from the perspective of astrology. Obviously, this is one of the perspectives, that your sixth house in your Kundli, it shows your vices, the Shadripus, which are calm, lust, krodh, anger, mad, pride, moh, attachment, lobh, greed, and matsarya, which is jealousy. So when you chant Om Namah Shivaya, it leads to purification of your sixth house. And when your sixth house gets getting purified, it will help you conquer these six inner vices, the Shadripus, which will then help your soul to attain moksha. So chanting of Om Namah Shivaya will also help balance the 5 elements or the Pancha Mahabhutas. And if you're interested in knowing more about them and how Om Namah Shivaya helps in balancing the 5 elements, I've already made a video on it. You can go and watch it. So that's how we understand that how the two mantras, which apparently look so simple, can actually have very different outcomes. While one can purify the 5th house of your chart, the other can purify the 6th house of your chart, and which can ultimately have very different outcomes. So if you are somebody who wants to manifest material desires and who is lot into scripting, manifesting, it's my suggestion to them that they should try chanting Namah Shivaya while you're doing your abhishek, or if you're just doing your nitya pujas. You can keep chanting Namah Shivaya while visualizing what exactly you want. So you need to live those moments that you actually want to manifest while you are chanting Namah Shivaya. So Namah Shivaya will actually help you in getting in manifesting your material desires. So if you are not interested in material pursuits and do not wish to as such manifest material desires, and you are just interested in spiritual upliftment, in that case you must chant Om Namah Shivaya, because like I've already told you, Om Namah Shivaya and its chanting will annihilate your bad karmas. It will destroy and help you conquer the Shad Ripus, the 6 vices that you have, which will ultimately help your soul to attain moksha. So if you found this information useful, please make sure that you like my video and share it with your friends. And also, if you find the kind of content I'm creating, if you find that useful, then please make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Thank you.